Welcome to the Executive's View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executive's View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executive's View. This is the view from on top. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the executives, and I do appreciate that, man. You guys know how I get started. If you see the show, share the show. We are all over the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, on Spotify. We're doing big things in big places, and definitely want to take you along for the journey with us, man. A little short-handed tonight. The fellas may be filing a little later on, but for now, I got the homie Larry in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Yo, what's up, man? Hey, we got to run the 2-man weave. We gonna run the 2-man weave, man. Hey, that's how
we done it before. Do it again, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. That's what teammates for, man. We hold it down to the other teammates can join. You know what they say in sports, man. Next man up.
Next man up, man. Definitely. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started, man. If these guys pop in, so be it. But week 2 of the NBA season is kind of starting out here. It's kind of in the books. And I wanted to kind of give you an opportunity to kind of give you a knee-jerk reaction of what you've seen, what you like, what you don't like. I'm sorry, Milwaukee. We about to drag you on this very episode today. But I'm gonna let my man Larry talk about it for a second. Larry, talk to me, my guy. How we doing?
Oh man, you know what? So I said I'm gonna be nice today, man. I really am. It's killing me not to not be nice. I get it. It's week 1. You know, I can't start week 1 without talking about these Rockets, man. Look, hey, I had more confidence, but that 6-8 is looking possible, man. Look, hey, we just headed that L to the Knicks. They starting to gel. Yeah. You know, only thing, like I said, you know, I know we talked about it before. The only thing that I'm having a concern about them is just like Martin told his cousin, man, you are not Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Somebody tell Jabari Smith, you are not Kevin Durant, bro. You're not. I say, man, play the 4, man. Play the 4. I'm just saying, he over here acting like he Eddie Murphy or something. Like, dude, like,
well, I told you in the group chat, like, this brother be training with him in the off season. He be doing those pull up 1-footer things, and so he gets into the regular season and thinking he KD. First and foremost, KD ain't no.
Yeah. We're gonna need him to get off of that. You know what's crazy? We need him to go train with somebody else. Let Amen go train with KD, because Amen, his jumper is, I don't know,
broken.
It ain't even a word.
That joint is broken.
Yeah, it's like, man, they don't even respect it. But I mean, they playing good to me for right now. It's early in the season. You know, I want to see how they gonna gel. Of course, you know, it's still early, so he's trying to figure out his lineups. He's trying to figure out who's gonna get minutes, who's not gonna get minutes. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from the Rockets. You know, Nuggets, they dealing with a big injury. Gordon's gonna be out for a while. So we're gonna see how that plays out. You know, the turmoil with, you know, the Bucks, if you want to go there. You know, Giannis is talking about he won't out. You know, at some point he's gonna be trying to force his way out. Him and Dame not really kind of vibing together.
Oh my God, I'm shocked.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you don't invite the man over to your house for milk and cookies, man. You know, you don't even take some back with me or something. You know, nothing. You know that man homesick, man. You gotta make it more welcoming. But you know, it is what it is. I never was a fan of the Doc Rivers hire.
Nobody was.
I didn't feel like Doc Rivers was gonna bring out the best in them. I felt like Doc Rivers was, you know, okay, let's bring in Doc and maybe he's gonna fix and right the ship. I don't think that Doc was the right guy. And now, do I think they should have kept Budenholzer? No, not really. Do I think they should have kept I can't remember the guy that they replaced Budenholzer with? He was there for like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. His name escaped me.
Yeah, it escaped me too. I don't think they should have kept him either. I think they should have got, somebody who's experienced.
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, AJ Griffin. I think they should have got somebody who had a little bit of experience, but also knowing how to work with somebody of a Giannis caliber. Like I was actually honestly, I thought they should have got like a Nick Nurse, but they didn't. Nick Nurse did some wonders. I ain't gonna lie. Nick Nurse, and he worked with like Pascal. Pascal plays more like what's called it to me. He plays more like Giannis to me. And so the Pacers actually they had a little stumble off the block, but Pacers, I tell you, they're gonna be fun, man. They're gonna be fun. I'm actually think we're gonna see more fun at the Pacers than we are out of the Magic because Bonchero's out. He's out for a while. I think he's out like 4 to 6 or something.
Something like that, yeah. They're gonna be evaluating him in the middle of December.
Yeah, it was oblique. So, like I said, it's still early. It's still where teams are trying to figure their way out. I'm liking what I see from the Rockets.
Well, let me go ahead and go back and forth with you here. Since we are both Rockets fans, we'll start there. Coming in tonight with 4-3, up pretty handily right now against the San Antonio Spurs at intermission. First and foremost, shout out to Pop, whatever medical situation he's dealing with. I hope he gets back healthy. I hate to see somebody like a Popovich, succumb to any type of injury or anything like that. So hopefully, whatever he's going through, he gets back on another night, just not tonight. With that being said, I'm a Western Conference guy. So there's looking down, Oklahoma City is just beating people up and taking names. It's not even funny watching what Oklahoma City's doing.
The defense.
The defense is superb. I'm very, very, very impressed with what I see coming out of Phoenix. They seem to find some defense there. Bradley Beal is healthy for now.
Health is always an issue with them. Health is always the thing.
Correct. I said. So, you funny. You funny. But what's going on with the Denver Nuggets? Week 1, and kind of filling out process, it was an issue with Russ, doing Russell Westbrook type things. They seem to be able to right the ship. Minnesota is not coming out the gates as fast. Utah is going to Utah. I'm not even giving them the time of day. I'm not even worried about them. And what is the number of games, to be played before Chauncey Billups loses his job in Portland? That's my question.
They actually had a good win the other night. I don't know why they made that cat trade, but I don't like the what's called that DiVincenzo. I get it, but I'm not a fan of the what's your Knicks guy?
DiVincenzo?
No, the other guy they traded for.
The Knicks or
the
Julius Randle?
Randle. I'm not Randle looks like he's so out of place with them. Like I've only watched like 2 of their games.
But he's dropping buckets though. I mean, he's averaging damn near 24, 25 a game.
But that's never been the issue with Julius Randle. Though. It's like you got to play defense on that team.
Yeah, you do. But he's taking the ball.
What's up, coach?
What up, coach? He's taking the ball out of Ant's hand. That's what we said. Like he's a ball hog.
Right.
Yeah.
Like now he's taking the ball out of Ant's hand, and he just looks like he's not fitting with the team. He's not. Their flow seems off.
Let's keep it a bean here. Anthony Edwards going into tonight's action is averaging 27 points a game. Julius Randle is right behind him, averaging 21 and some change. So, I mean, I understand the narrative for Julius Randle, but Ant is still doing Ant-type stuff. Again, averaging 27, he's shooting damn near 30-some-odd% from the field. Like, I mean, he's doing this thing.
But I just when you watch those games, like I say, he just seems like he's the odd man out. The flow ain't the same like it was with Cat as it is with him.
Right.
And like
let's keep it a buck. You still got Rudy Gobert, big, tall, linky, take up space, get punched on by a guard. So you can't count on him for anything. At least when you had Cat was going to give you anywhere from 20 to 25, 26 a night. So,
but Cat was more of a floor spacer, and that worked with Gobert.
Right.
But
right.
Randall's more like a slasher. He'll shoot us some threes, shooting like 20% or something. But he's more of a slasher. So that's why I say it just don't seem like if the vibe is off. Something's off with them.
Yeah, Cat would play. Cat would play with his back to the basket occasionally. Julius Randle has no interest in doing that whatsoever.
Right.
And then they're about the same on the defensive end. And it's just, again, it's early in the season, guys. I feel like they're still kind of filling each other out. I feel like the biggest issue for the Timberwolves is just like the chemistry, because what made them great last year was the chemistry. They had been playing with each other for a while. You just see the chemistry. They were like playing off of each other. And it gets to the point to where Julius Randle isn't going to be as receptive as it being Ant's team as I think maybe Cat was. I think Cat was kind of like, okay, all right, Batman needs a Robin. I can, whatever. So it's like it clearly, they were meshing well, and I feel like they took off when they learned to like let Rudy Gobert be the anchor of the defense, and kind of like everybody else kind of like space out, like with McDaniels, and everybody else is like just space out and give everybody space. It's like Julius Randle isn't going to allow them to space out the way they could with Cat. And it's going to take some time for them to realize or how to recognize what's going to work for them. Like I said, it's still early, but that is something to look at, how they continue to mesh. Because, I mean, look, we talk about, like, Gobert getting dunked on, but the Timberwolves came back and won that game. So it's just the Timberwolves are still a very good team. And we'll see. I mean, because they have so much talent on their team. So we'll see moving forward how they continue to gel, because that's going to be very important for them moving forward.
Definitely. Well, since you're here, Coach, I'm gonna kind of pass you the ball. Talking the first 2 weeks of the NBA season, the Rockets right now are taking care of business up against the San Antonio Spurs at halftime.
That's why I was late. I'm not gonna hold you, fellas. I was watching the game, lost track of time. I was like, oh shit, it's 9 o'clock.
You good.
Larry, you missed how we was talking about that, how they handled it. The Knicks, the L the other day, and everybody was dead ass solid.
Yeah, look, man. There's a Turkish fella who had a pretty good game the other night too, but I ain't gonna talk about that.
That's really
somebody need his microphone. We're gonna mute his microphone.
We're not gonna talk about that. But so here's something that I want to think about. The Cavs, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. They're doing it again, everybody. This last year was not a fluke. They're so far so good with the Cavs. That's a good team. I think we're over the spider. Will he stay? Will he go? Type thing. Whatever. I think he's boots down. I think he's dug in Cleveland. I think they're going to make this thing happen. I tell you what, like Larry hinted on it. Man, look, they had a good win the other night. Yes. But, man, I said this last week, man. I don't know what's going on in Portland. I don't see the direction. I mean, right. They're going to win games. They're not going. I don't think they're going to be as bad as the Pistons were last year. Which the Pistons,
you got like 7 big men on that team.
Yeah. So here's the thing. That's not Chauncey Billups' fault.
Yeah, I get it, but you got.
But he's gonna be the fall guy for it, though.
That's not Chauncey Billups' fault.
He's gonna take the fall. He's gonna take the fall.
Yeah, but I feel like, look, Larry, you like I'm a pull back the curtain a little bit. Like, Larry, it's like they're doing what you do in fantasy. They're hoarding all the big men, like how you hoard all the quarterbacks. So like, you should be a kindred spirit with but
this brother did draft like 16 quarterbacks, man.
Yeah,
it was like trade bait. Boy, shut your face.
Look, I don't understand. I don't understand what the Blazers are doing. Like I said, I told you, like the Hawks are my league pass team, but like I I love watching the train wreck that the Blazers are. You know, like it's I don't know what they're gonna do. It's just they have some pieces there, but then they just have way too many of one position. Guys, like, look, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. It's like, are the Celtics gonna repeat? Because I feel like the Celtics are better than they've gotten better. Their team, like they seem a little bit different to me. You know, I feel like it reminds me of the Warriors team, the Warriors who they playing tonight, where it's just kind of like, you know what? We've been here, done that. Let's just kind of get through the regular season, and then we'll get to getting, you know, as things get closer, whatever like that. I like. Look, Giannis is trying to get his way out of Milwaukee already. I told y'all about Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers trick y'all.
Every year.
Every year, people still fall for it. People fall for the Doc Rivers trick, and people keep paying him to coach basketball teams. I don't know why. The Kings, DeMar DeRozan has fit in so well with the Kings. So I'm that's something to keep an eye on. And then my Hawks, look, it's funny because like Ricochet came out and admitted, he was like, man, look, he was like, all right, I was like the guy in France. I was like, these guys over here in the NBA are good. Maybe I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. These guys over here can play ball. but yeah, like I said, it's still early in the season. I don't want to turn this into the launch pad, but it's like the Rockets are going to give me a stroke by Thanksgiving if they keep playing the way they play. Yes. Because here it is, fellas. They are literally up by damn near 30 points. They will probably win this game by 2. By 2 or lose by 4 in overtime. So it's just like, you know, it's just I don't know. It's still early in the season. Yeah, it's still early in the season. I'm just gonna say a team name, and I just want to see y'all reaction. The Phoenix Suns.
Oh, we already talked about them.
You already talked about the Suns? Okay.
Yeah, we did. I said I was totally surprised by them. I mean, you came in when I was talking about them. I mean, they're 6-1 right now, going into contests.
When healthy,
it's like
when healthy. And the thing is, I like that. Yeah, that's the thing.
And we talked about this like as when we did our preview. It's like, well, like y'all kind of like brushed it off, but I was like, hey, y'all, if the Suns are healthy, you know, now they don't have much depth, but if their core guys are healthy. The Suns can beat anybody. You know?
I think the acquisition of Tyus Jones is going to be big for them. I think we spoke about that in the preview show because
I downplayed the acquisition of Jones.
Yeah, I did, but I was a fan of it.
Yeah, I downplayed the acquisition of Jones, but it's like it seems like he so far is capable of kind of running that show with Booker, with Durant, like that's what I was worried about. I was like, would they let him be the point guard instead of like being in his ear, being like, oh man, I was open. Oh man, you ain't, you know, they're letting him be the point guard, and it's paying dividends already, at least early.
Yeah. So like I said, there's something going to be interesting to check out. If so, those were the teams that we kind of like. What's the team that's not, you know, coming out the gates like you expected? Since we're here, besides, I mean, we're going to talk Milwaukee here in a minute, because it's Milwaukee, and I want to drag them until they're dragging them more. I want to give Philadelphia a pass, but I'm finding.
Well, no, you got to give them a pass. You got to give the Sixers a pass because
here's the thing. I'm finding it very difficult to do so because in the offseason, you bring in a Paul George who routinely is not healthy, although he's playing tonight.
He's playing tonight, yeah.
He's playing tonight. Obviously, the whole thing with Joel Embiid is what it is. Again, a guy who can't stay healthy, but he said he may start, you know, playing next week.
He healthy enough to beat up reporters, though. But like,
about that.
I mean, you know,
which he's right in doing so. I would do the exact same thing.
But you know, hey, you know, I ain't saying it was right, but I understand.
I don't condone the type of behavior, but I understand.
But I understand.
Hey, but I understand. You know, hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something that's really shocking me. We are not even in December, and the Pistons got 3 wins. 3.
They're sitting in the 10th spot right now,
Dude,
right behind Atlanta.
Remember people was tripping because Big Staff wanted them to like have a dress code and act like professionals. When was the last time the Celtics had 3 wins?
Yeah, Pistons are
before like June or something.
A man said June.
I'm just saying, when was the last time the Celtics had 3 wins?
Playoffs are in April. He said June.
We count Summer League.
I'm being honest, dude. Like, when was the last time they've had 3 wins this early? Was it like? Was it like when Chauncey Billups was playing? I'm just saying.
It had to have been with Rip Chauncey and Ben Wallace and all them playing.
But yeah, like that's kind of surprising. Coach, you got in a little late, man. This Banchero injury, man.
Yeah,
devastating. I didn't even want to talk about it. Just absolutely devastating. Like I said, y'all know where I land on all things Orlando Magic as the number 1 Orlando Magic fan on Executive View.
Yes, sir.
It's like I said, just as a basketball fan, when guys like him go down, it stinks because he's one of the legit young stars in the league, and you just hate to see that happen. But speaking of young stars kind of coming back, Ja Morant, my lord. Woo.
Human highlight film.
This is what happens when you stop doing all that and you focus on basketball. And it's like, and we talked about this where it's like, man, look, if they can get Ja Morant to just play basketball, look, you got to think about like Memphis is going to be right back up in it. He was hurt. Triple J was hurt. Like Bane was hurt. They had a throwaway year last year.
Right.
But now all those guys are back. And then like, look at it. Like, it's just like, no, Ja Morant has just been, he is reminding people like, hey, I'm really good at basketball. He was out here wilding out for real. Mm-hmm. But like, if he can keep his head on straight, this is what he does. This is why the Grizzlies were they were a 2 or 3 seed the last time he played a full season. Yep, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is what you get from like,
and then he got hurt in the playoffs.
He got hurt in the playoffs. So it's just like, we'll see. And speak the Lakers.
They're playing well.
Lakers been playing. Look, y'all laughed at me when I said, I was like, hey, y'all. I was like, the Lakers are still a good they're a good basketball team. Like I don't know what to tell you. It's like they're a good basketball team. Like say what you will. I don't care. It's like Anthony Davis, once again, he's made out of paper mache. We'll see what happens with him moving forward. But the 2 games before that, he had like 34, 12, like 4. So it's just it's still in him somewhere. LeBron is still, LeBron is LeBron. He's doing his thing. Like D'Angelo Russell. Like the fact that the NBA messed up and let them get Dalton Neck, like connect their kid is. Yeah. Like I love it.
He can shoot.
Yeah, I wish the Rockets could have got him, but it's like they picked Reed Shepherd, who needs to shoot the ball.
He's not shooting the ball at all.
He needs to shoot the ball. Like,
hey, Jabari just went to the rack, man. I'm shocked.
This is what he needs to do now. This is what he's built for. Mm-hmm. It's like, notice that again. Like, here it is. Like, whatever. I'm going all in. Like, so here's the thing with the Rockets. Like, okay.
Launch pad starting now.
Like, what up? Like, here's the thing with the Rockets. Like, you have all these super athletic guys, and they just want to sit up there and just shoot threes and shoot threes and shoot threes and shoot threes. And it's like, this is how it's funny because this is how they how did they come back against the Warriors? Tari Eason going to the basket.
He went to the rack.
Tari Eason going to the basket. Tari Eason playing tough defense on the perimeter, going to the basket, drawing fouls. And you would think MA would sit there and be like, okay, guys, like, okay, look, we got a couple guys on here who can shoot. Like, let Jalen shoot, let Reed shoot, let Cam shoot. Yeah, let Fred shoot. Everybody else go to the basket. We got a couple guys on here who can shoot. Let them shoot. You Jabari, don't shoot. Okay, don't.
Throw it to Shagun. Throw it into Shagun.
Don't
and get out of his way.
No, don't. Like.
Throw it into Shagun.
Pick and roll. Go to the
mid range. Pick and roll. Mid range.
My thing is like, look, if there is not paint under your feet, do not shoot the ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's just I would put out like look, guys, if there's not paint underneath your feet, don't shoot the ball.
You get fined if you do.
We up by 20. If we keep scoring 2s, we will win the game.
There you go.
Get these. Yeah. That's the same thing for Amin. Like it's like Amin, please, sir. It's like look, he has gotten better. It's like his terrible jump shot is now just bad. Which kudos to Amin for improving. It was terrible. Now it's just bad. Still, if there's not paint underneath your feet, Mr. Thompson, do not shoot the ball.
My man got springs in his legs and wanted to shoot fadeaway 3-point jumpers. Man, if you don't go bang on somebody's head, man,
it's like it just I don't understand it, and I don't understand why Udoka. But then this is the style. It's that Popovich style. It's that pass the ball around, find a man in the corner, threes, whatever like that. Kick it down. It's that he's a Pop disciple. But it's like, man, you need to adjust to your team's like talent and their team's strengths.
We don't have the personality for that.
It's like Udoka, who he don't got time to do halftime interviews. But it's like, bro, you're not going in the locker room to make any adjustments because the Rockets play one way, and we talk about this all the time. They play one way. They only know how to play one way. And then when teams adjust to that one way of playing, then they're like, oh, well, because like the Hornets, who we saw this happen, the Hornets who want to slow things down, they were like, all right, well, let's run with them. And then the Hornets started running with them, and then they ran them off the floor.
Yeah,
we start missing jumpers. Yeah, we start missing jumpers, and then LaMelo went off for like damn near 40.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. It's like that is the thing. It's like me and Jesse, you and Larry know this. I go back and forth. I'm like, look, he's like, oh, y'all trust in MA. It's like this man refuses to make adjustments, and it's just like this is how we play, and we play this way, and then either we win or we lose. And I don't see any kind of adjustments to anything. Even in game, there are no in-game adjustments. It's just like, here's the team, here's the rotation, here's everything. I was surprised at the Warriors game that he let Tari cook for as long as he did. But I guess he couldn't. I guess he was smart enough to realize, like, I should probably keep Ethan in.
I was texting you on the group, and I'm like, yo, Easton's still in. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, sitting on the bench.
Yeah. I mean, like it's just like I don't know.
I'm surprised Tari not even starting. The dude been balling, bro. But you know what? I gotta jump in here and I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? Because you can't talk about one without talking about the other, right? Yeah, I gotta give that man his respect. But James Harden has been balling, bro.
Yeah,
y'all been seeing what he be doing with the Clippers? He been balling.
I mean, he has no choice. I mean, it's almost like when he was back in Houston.
Yeah, but it looks like, okay, you don't have Paul George, and we all know Kawhi is, I don't know,
part-time employee.
So,
yeah.
And it's like,
he'll come back in December.
He do his 32 hours a week, then he go home. Yeah,
he come back in December, play for 4 games, and then be out for another 6 weeks.
Yeah, he worked just enough to qualify for benefits. Just enough.
Seasonal. Yeah, I mean, people was talking all this crap about Harden's washed up. Oh, Harden's this. Like, yeah, you gave Harden the keys, and Harden's actually been bought. Like, you know what? I was watching the show today, and they mentioned it, and like, it was like, imagine if Harden was playing with these group of young guys.
I don't think it'll work. I don't think it'll work because the issue is we'll make Jalen Green. We'll make Jalen Green so decent. This assortment of young guys, I don't think will work with James Harden.
You know why I say that? Because
I think mine is Jalen Green, maybe. But him and Jalen Green could not be on the same team because they're pretty much the same player. I mean, Harden is a more developed, more into it like player. Ooh. But it's like, I don't think that. I think because if you look at those Rockets teams while Harden was here, they have a similar makeup. And yeah, like you have Sengun, you have like a guy like Thompson, you have like Jabari, and if you had like those guys going to the basket. Kicking it out to James, or if you had James going to the basket, kicking it out to a Reed, kicking it out to of Jabari want to shoot threes or whatever like that. I can see how it could work, but I understand what you're saying. And I can see where you come from. Why it probably wouldn't work with Harden.
From a basketball perspective, one thing Harden's always been good at is throwing the lob. Imagine Jalen catching them lobs from Harden.
Shit, we need to get Fred to throw the lobs. Fred can throw lobs too.
He act like he don't know how to do them. Like Fred, the thing that pisses me off about Fred is you're supposed to be the adult. He
talking about this in the group thread.
Threes, just like the youngsters do. And he's like, you know what? He's like that one parent that show up with skinny jeans on, super skinny. And you're like, wait, Dad, wait.
Come on now.
No, he the cool dad. Fred, he's the cool dad. He's the cool dad.
It's like, dude, you sit back and he be like, everybody else shooting threes. I'm gonna shoot threes too. Man, slow the ball down. Man, get some easy shots. No, I'm gonna shoot them too, like everybody else is doing. Like, dude, go put on your straight leg pants or your boot cuts, man. Like, take
the or do that.
Put on a nice polo shirt. You know what I'm saying? Put on a nice polo shirt. You know,
yes, bro.
Like,
you 40, man. Stop like you 22.
Huh?
Like, you 40, man. Stop like you 22.
Yeah, bro. Like, he needs to grow up, and he does the same thing. Like, how many times have you watched the Rockets, right? And I get it, Fred. You play point, bro, and they up. And they want to run. Youngsters, they want to run. Fred started running with them. Fred, you can point. Slow the ball down, man. Tell them, look, you take your hands and say, well, slow it down.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, we good. No, Fred want to run right with them. Fred, this is how you let teams back into the game.
Exactly.
This is how you let leads slip away. You need to grind the clock out, bro. You up by 20. The other night they was up by 20 in almost the end of the third, going into the fourth, and that's when it's like, why are y'all even still running with them like that, bro? Like,
so take the air out the ball.
Because they can't. Because again, like I said, they only know one speed. They only know one way to play. If you can get the Rockets to have to get in half court sets, that's where you get them.
Yeah, all the time. Because Jabari is gonna be in the corner setting up for his 3-point shot.
Yeah.
He's gonna be over there. He's gonna be able to take in contested threes left and right.
I mean, because when you have Thompson and Smith on the court at the same time, you got two guys who love to shoot who shouldn't be shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like.
So the thing that frustrates me the most,
and they're both horrible from the free throw line.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, I know we all have our difference of opinions, but the thing that really kills me about Jabari, and I get it, they talk about these nameless positions. You are a 4, and you don't even shoot 50% from the field
because he shoots jump shots and he can't shoot.
Yes. I'm like,
that's
why.
That's what he did in college. So I don't understand why we are frustrated and upset with the fact that he's just doing what he did in college.
But then,
which is why we should have got prop.
The reason why I didn't want him, and he do the same. If y'all notice, he do the same thing in the pros. Jabari would disappear in big games in college.
He disappeared in the tournament.
And he disappears now. He does the same thing now. Like, especially if he has to play somebody that's playing, say, the 4 on equal to him or better than him, disappears. Can't find the guy. He jacking up shots, missing shots left and right. The same thing he was doing in college. That's why I didn't want them to draft him. And I've gotten grilled over and over. He's young. He got to grow up. He got to mature. He's doing the same thing. We're in year 3. He's doing the same thing. And I'm like, you know what? It's nowhere in the world we should be playing the Spurs and Jabari. We got Brooks on Wemby.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have Brooks on Wemby. Brooks has Brooks on Wemby because he's crazy. You understand? Like he's a crazy person. So it's like he thinks that I'm gonna check Wemby. Because it's like okay,
whatever.
That's the point that breaks the hell out of me. I'm like, man, trade that dude. We need to take Jabari, package a whole bunch of picks, and get him up out of there.
You're not gonna get a whole bunch of picks. I keep trying to tell you that. Like, you are not. Who would give up any?
Take our picks. I'm saying we got a bunch of picks, so take Jabari.
With a bunch of picks. Okay, yeah.
And now say, you know what? We need somebody else. Bring on in somebody else and get him up out of here.
Yeah. Anyways, man, moving on. We had the first playoff ranking college football came out yesterday. We were talking about it in the group chat. I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to kind of say what they got to say on it. Me and Steve were kind of going back and forth with it, but the breakdown is as follows. Let me pull it up really quickly. This is what the bracket looks like. Interesting kind of sort of games. Oregon, Georgia, Miami, and BYU will get the automatic bid to the next round. The 6th seed is Penn State. They will play Notre Dame, Texas and Bama there, Ohio State, BSU, Boise State, excuse me, the Indiana, Tennessee. Larry, you wasn't communicating much. I kind of know where Coach feels, but do you feel as though the committee got it right?
Coach can cook first. Go ahead, Coach.
All right, Coach, talk to me, man. I mean, you and I were going back and forth a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
So here we go. So it's like, I think SMU should be in. I like Boise. I love what Genty's doing. I think SMU's a better team than Boise. That's just me. I mean, that could be my bias because, like, I've been big on SMU. But I think SMU has a better resume. Boise State's biggest, I guess, thing is a loss to Oregon. They almost beat Oregon. But SMU has come into the ACC and has taken advantage of maybe a down year in the ACC. I don't know. But SMU being 13, that I think that shows that Boise and SMU are the group of 5 teams, or not even group of 5, but it's like you have a team in a Power 5 conference trailing a team in a Power 5 conference, which is like kind of wild to me. So it's like they put Boise in there at 12. But you look at a team like, because I got plenty of time to talk about like the teams who are actually in. I want to talk about some teams that are outside.
Yeah.
You look at a team like the Big 12 teams. The Big 12 teams, it's just like it's crazy because like you have Iowa State who's right there. You have Colorado who's right there. You have Kansas State who's right there. So Iowa State losing the other day kind of messed up the Big 12's. Like the Big 12 probably could have got 2 teams in. Now the only team that's going to get in from the Big 12 is possibly whoever wins the Big 12, other than BYU. So I think, I don't know. We'll see what happens down the line. A lot of these teams haven't played each other yet, and that's why I'm glad they waited until now to do these rankings instead of doing the rankings in early October or whatever like that. I guess that would have been dumb. I'm glad they waited until now to do them. Now, get into the teams that are actually in. Shout out to Unc who's not here. It's like we have a bet Ole Miss making the playoff, and boy, it's like not looking good. It's not looking good. Not looking good for Ole Miss. Even at 16, they have that second loss. They couldn't get that second loss, and they got that second loss because now they're going to lose maybe 2 more games. So it's like I'm gonna owe Unc Arizona T on that one. But man, I wish we could get this Tennessee Indiana game on Saturday. We're more than likely not going to get that because I think Indiana's going to move up, and Tennessee might move down. But man, right now, as of right today, that would be an amazing game.
I would love to see that thing.
That would be a ridiculous game.
Or Texas Bama, I would love to see that.
Yeah, Texas Bama would be phenomenal. Like, man, look, you talk about a team. Look, we wrote them. We made fun of them. We talked all kind of crap on them. Freeman has gotten this Notre Dame team off the mat. And they have been playing some inspired, like the way they went up to MetLife and just ran Navy off the field.
It wasn't even close, bro.
It was like the final score doesn't indicate how thorough of a ass whooping that was that Notre Dame gave them. And they beat them by a lot of points, But again, I wish I could see this Notre Dame Penn State game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because these are 2 teams who are just lining up and just playing just tough football, and the over under in that Penn State Notre Dame game probably be like 31.
It'll be a defensive ball game.
Yeah, the over it might be like 31.
But on the flip side, that Indiana Tennessee joint will probably be like 52.
That game will be 58-56. In regulation.
So since I have you here, and then Larry, I'll let you talk. the four teams that got the bye: Oregon, Georgia, BYU, Miami. Do you feel as though they got that correct?
I think it's right because Oregon beat Ohio State. Ohio State at 5, they are the 5th seed. I feel like if you can't get into 4, now I know this is gonna sound crazy, but it's like if you can get into that 5th seed, you play the weakest team in the first round at home, and then you'll play the weakest of the top. You play 4. You know,
yeah, you could be BYU, yeah,
exactly. So it's like if we of the bracket stays the way it is now, Ohio State would have Boise State would have to go to Columbus, which we all know is a tough place to go get a win. You know, they just Ohio State they don't lose at home. You know, there's just something.
Yeah,
they don't. You know, they don't do that. They don't do that a whole lot. You know, so then they would have to go to Provo and play BYU. I mean, in Ohio State, I mean, they're good. I mean, you can say what you want to about Ohio State, but it's like they're a very good football team. You know, in spite of everything that Ryan Day does to try to keep them from being a good football team, you know, they are a good football team. So then you'd be like the 5th seed is such a good spot for whoever, you know, gets it. So, but we'll see if this stays. But again, Oregon is number 1. I was shocked that Oregon was number 1. I thought for sure they were gonna put Georgia number 1. You know, I thought for sure. But seeing Oregon number 1, I think that's correct because they beat Ohio State. I think of the top 4 seeds, they have the quote best win of the 4 seeds, and Oregon beating Ohio State. BYU being the leader of the Big 12 at 4 and undefeated. Georgia, again, you know, Georgia could have just said, all right, man, whatever. But then Georgia has been strong. You know, they got up off the mat, as I said earlier. And look, Miami is where I have the problem. Because I could have been okay with them putting Penn State in that 4 slot, with Ohio State, with Texas in that 4 slot. I wouldn't have batted an eye. But I just feel like of the committee is truly watching these games like they swear they are. Miami has been skating by and finding ways to win, you know, and it's just I don't think Miami has been number 3 seed impressive. They've been impressive. They're winning games. They're doing what they got to do. But I just think right now, I think Penn State's better than Miami. I think Texas is better than Miami. And I think Ohio State is better than Miami.
I agree with you, but I think the biggest thing is they're in the ACC, so they gotta get the 4 at large. You know,
well, ESPN have to kind of try to look.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and we know this, and I hate to even go there, but at the end of the day, we know this is a TV show. You know, ESPN kind of they we don't control. ESPN is in these, you know, whatever like that. So it's you put these matchups together, and it's but me personally, that's probably why if you look at it, it's Mizzou. There's no reason Mizzou should be in this top 25, but they're at 24.
They're 24.
Mizzou still, you know, if they keep winning, they'll slowly climb up, you know, and it's just I don't know, Army at 25. Army should be higher.
They should be.
Army should be higher. I feel now, should they be in the playoff? I don't think so. I mean, but if they beat Notre Dame,
I would put Army where Iowa State is at 17.
At 17, yeah. That's all I got.
Okay, cool. Larry, talk to me, my man. College football playoff selection committee gave their top 25, outlined the top 12. I'm not sure if you caught it. You was not conversating much when we were talking about it in the thread, but that's where it's at. Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Miami 4, Texas 5, Penn State 6, Tennessee 7, Indiana 8, BYU at 9, Notre Dame 10, Alabama 11, and Boise State at 12. Rounds up the top 12. The other ones I can name off if you need to, but that's kind of how it's shut
I know it. I mean, you know, I'm putting like this, bro. So it's the first ranking. So of course, you know, you're not gonna put too much stock in it, right? I honestly don't really have a problem with, especially the top 4. Miami is undefeated. Real talk. I mean, Miami's been exciting. Like I've been watching a couple of Miami games, and Miami has been like, yeah, they put a couple of 50 burgers on boys. Like they've been really excited. Yeah, they've been coming back and making some, hella plays to win games. But Miami's been exciting, and Cam Ward's in the Heisman run, so I could see why they would put him up too. I'm not, I'm always that dude that I'm be like, man, you're gonna see a lot of SEC bodies, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If you're talking about teams that's been looking shaky, Georgia's been looking shaky. Like real talk. Like they had to come back and win last week. Like
it was a rivalry game. Game. I mean, that's to be expected, no?
No, but let's just keep it real. Carson Beck was getting all this Heisman hype, and he was getting all this number 1 draft pick hype. He's been throwing interceptions all season.
So hold on. Let me ask you this question, and I'll let you go, Rocco. I'll let you go. So earlier you said Miami's now to know they should be where they're at. Would you put them at 3 ahead of Georgia, who's 7-1 and ranked above them? Or ahead of Ohio State.
I would probably put them ahead of Ohio State because Miami has had better wins and they're undefeated, but Georgia has had better wins and their one loss came to a really good team. So I probably would put them ahead of Ohio State, but not above Georgia. But like I said, Georgia has been looking not like Georgia. Georgia's been kind of skating too, and they've been getting by in it. Rivalry game or not rivalry game, that Kentucky game, they struggled. They won that game by 1 point. Like I said, Carson Beck ain't been looking like Carson Beck. So, I'm kind of a little, on the fence there. I don't really have a problem with the rest of them. The only issue that I have with it, and I'm going to just, I would say I'm going to put this on y'all brain. I hate that they give Alabama love. I hate it. Because if you're looking at, look at the SEC teams, right? LSU have better wins. Texas A&M, who we all gave them hell, and yes, they did, come out looking like garbage. Texas A&M have better wins. Texas A&M is actually in line to play in the championship game. Texas A&M looks better than Alabama, and I'm being real. They really have.
I can't. The thing is, like,
I can't disagree. As much as I would love to, I can't disagree.
Yeah. So how do you put Alabama above Texas A&M and they're in the same conference? And
just like what you said, it's the first rankings. The Aggies are actually in a good spot. I talked to my boy Quinston, who's an Aggie through and through the other day. He was like, I like where we are because it gives us some wiggle room, and then everything sets up to where it's like the Aggies can toe the line, and then of Texas Texas can keep it moving. They keep moving. That game in a couple weeks in College Station is going to be huge, and it's literally going to be who makes it could be a big game.
Last game of the season.
Yes, last game of the season. It could be, it could be a big game. That game could be like who makes the playoff type game. It's like the Aggies are in a good spot. They're in a good spot.
I think the issue with the Aggies is this loss to South Carolina was just this past weekend.
South Carolina's good, and I don't know why South Carolina's not in the top 25. They should be in there ahead of Mizzou.
It was a bad loss. So these Bama's lost by looks like 24 points.
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
South Carolina.
It was a bad loss. So to your point, that's why the Aggies are sitting there at 14, and you got
the Aggies have looked better than, and it kind of brings up like that old Urban Meyer thing. Urban Meyer said he said we under so much pressure because we can't lose one game, we can't lose 2 games because they'll vote in Alabama with 3 losses. They'll vote them in ahead of you. I'm not even gonna lie. At 12 teams. If Alabama get in with 3 losses, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, I mean, it depends on what everybody else does around them.
Yeah, but I mean, if let's just keep it real. Like, I don't see Army losing, and it would piss me off if you have a 3-loss Alabama team in and an undefeated Army team out.
But if Army keeps winning, if Army doesn't lose, they would have a win over Notre Dame.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it would piss me off.
Which in effect could kick Notre Dame out of the playoff.
Right, because they got Notre Dame in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that would piss me off if that scenario happened like that, because we all know how stuff happens. I think we all kind of, alluded around that, but I'm glad Colorado's in it.
Yeah.
Colorado's right.
Look, Colorado's sitting at what, 20?
Yeah.
Again, it's like if they keep taking care of business, it's like if they can find a way to keep winning and keep winning and keep winning, who knows? It's like we'll see.
They're
like
favored in next 4 of them. I mean, they got Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. They should beat all 4 of these guys.
Look, if Deion don't do nothing else, I'm proud of Deion, man, because that team literally had 1 win before he came. Mm-hmm. Do a turnaround like that, man. In college football, even with the transfer portal, that's hard. That's real hard to do. And he only really brought like 3 players with him. He brought Shadua. I forgot how you say the other son name.
He brought Travis.
Yeah, and Travis.
Shallow and his other son Travis.
Yeah,
and then like
Junior. But yeah, I want to see how that's gonna play out. I think they ranked Clemson a little low. We was all real bashing Clemson. Clemson has came out and been putting wood to boys.
No, Clemson, they didn't got it back together for sure.
Yeah, Clemson and started putting wood.
I think 23 is about right for them.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson?
Yeah, I think 23 is about right for them. Like, here's the thing. So you got
Ole Miss though, because Ole Miss losses them look worse to me.
I will put
the Clemson
thing.
Well, there goes your SEC bias.
There's your SEC bias right there. Your SEC bias.
Yeah.
But again, to your point, I think Ole Miss's losses are horrible. LSU
because Ole Miss is looking real shaky too. They haven't been looking that good lately.
You got a 1-loss team in Iowa State, a 1-loss team in Pittsburgh at 17 and 18.
Pittsburgh might just give up hope. They ain't no way in there. They can be.
Well, look. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's like Pitt just lost. But then the way they lost, it's like SMU put them in the damn figure 4 in the at the 50-yard line and didn't let them go. You know what I'm saying? They put them boys to sleep real early, and that was nasty work by Pitt down in Dallas. That was bad. I think again, it's like the Big 12. I'm gonna be locked in on the Big 12 because it's like some got to shake in the Big 12. And all these teams are getting ready to kind of start playing. Same thing in the SEC. Ole Miss plays Georgia. Alabama plays LSU. Then all these teams are getting ready to play each other. It's crazy. Like you talked about LSU. How did LSU lose to USC?
That was tough.
That is probably LSU's worst loss. That's one they probably wish they had back because LSU gets that USC loss off their resume, then they're probably in.
They're 12, 13, maybe.
They might be 11. They might be where Bama is.
The reason why I say that 3 loss because I think LSU gonna probably beat Bama this weekend.
Ooh.
I wouldn't be shocked. No, I don't think anybody be shocked if LSU beats Bama. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked, but you giving them that 3rd L. Ole
Miss, LSU. We talked about this like weeks ago. It's like now they don't have any margin for error.
Zero margin for error.
Zero. They have to win out if they want to make the playoff. They cannot lose any more games. And Ole Miss is probably going to lose Saturday. So then Ole Miss is probably out. Even though the way Georgia's been playing, who knows? Can Georgia score enough points to keep up with Ole Miss? Because we know Ole Miss is going to score points. So it's Ole
Miss is going to self-implode on themselves, though.
Man, they need to give Carson Beck some bifocals or something because he's just throwing the ball right to defenders. Like, dude, I'm like, bro, the dude is right there looking at you. Throw me the ball, but he got an option.
DJ Lagway was the best quarterback in that game Saturday before he got hurt. It wasn't even close. You know what I'm saying? It's like that game took a hard 180 once Lagway went down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we see that. Carson Beck has thrown 3 interceptions in like 2 or 3 games. It's like that's not good. It's not good.
What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I could see the overthrow or maybe the ball get tipped. He's literally been throwing the ball right to the defender.
Like he's been late. He's been late on some throws, and then he's just had some throws where it's just like you said, it's like
bonehead.
You're throwing it right to the other team. Throw to our guys, Carson.
Yes.
Like, don't throw to them. Don't throw to the guys with the alligator on the helmet. Throw to the guys with the G on the helmet. Please. So it's like,
And it's like if NTN comes out the game and they just get pass happy, and that's another thing I don't like about Georgia. It's like, what's going on with them? And I think that's a recipe for them to maybe take another L, slip up somewhere. They've been skating a little bit.
Here's the thing, like, so you're talking about a slip up. If you look at I forgot they got Tennessee.
I was gonna say, don't forget they got Tennessee still.
They got Tennessee.
They could lose to Ole Miss, and they still have Tennessee. So
they got Ole Miss and Tennessee in back-to-back weeks. Oh, let's go!
Yeah. The homie Bruce Feldman called that a body blow effect. Where like when you have 2 games in a row like that, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like Ole Miss might not beat them, but Ole Miss will soften them up for Tennessee.
Tennessee again. I cannot wait for that, John. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
And it's gonna be crazy if you think about this. Like, we'll literally sit up around here and have SEC teams with 2 and 3, maybe 4 losses. And will they put in a 4-loss SEC team over one?
No. I could see a 3-loss team getting in there. I could see LSU. If LSU loses to Bama, but then wins the rest, and some other teams lose, I could see a 3-loss like LSU getting in there. But 4, no way a 4-loss team gets in.
Now, I don't see a 4-loss team, but again, my eyes on Alabama. You know, if there's gonna be a 3-win team, a 3-loss team that gets in there, it's gonna be Alabama.
Of course.
Man, look, somebody gonna be over here. They're gonna be over here calling the committee and putting in, what do you call it? They're gonna be over there talking about, look, we cannot have a playoff without Alabama, no matter how many losses they got. It's just not gonna be right. They're gonna be over here. Nick Saban gonna be on the phone calling somebody, and everybody gonna be showing up and be like, look, this cannot happen. We don't care how many losses. 12 teams, we expanded 12 teams because we knew we was gonna lose a couple of games.
Yeah, look, no matter what happens, there are 2 teams kind of at the bottom that they're gonna do whatever they gotta do to get them in, and that's Alabama and Notre Dame. They're gonna do whatever kind of gymnastics they gotta do.
If it's close,
they are not going to have the first ever college football playoff without Alabama and Notre Dame. They're gonna do whatever they got to do to make sure them teams in there.
Yeah.
That's the second boy.
Yep. With that being said, moving right along, listen. I can't really talk about it without my man's here.
Yeah, we can. Let's go, brother. Let's go. I know he's doing it, brother. Let's go.
My man's is not here, so out of respect for Villain, out of respect for Villain, you know what I'm saying? Listen.
Oh God.
Out of respect for Villain, you know what I'm saying?
The only person who called it on the show is here. The only person that called it. He's on the show. So let's talk, brother. Let's go. We're gonna let you leave this. Hey, me and Steve taking over as the host. We're gonna kick it to Aaron. Aaron, how do you feel, my guy? How do you feel?
So let's keep it.
If I had control of the board, I would put it across the board. Come on,
let's work. So the Yankees and Dodgers
of Chandler and Barry during speaking for the group.
My guys is not here, man. Anyways, whatever. It is what it is. So
no, it's just Savage in the box, not Savage. Just Savage in the box. Just one.
It is
singular. Like,
it is. It is. So with that being said, the World Series has come to a close. Obviously, the Yankees have lost 4-1. I'm gonna do a Yankee show with Villain and some other guys here on the next couple weeks. But speaking about the World Series by itself, I believe we lost this World Series in Game 1. I believe we lost it in Game 1. We really never got off the mat. The decisions that we praised Boone for making throughout the regular season and subsequent postseason, he made some terrible decisions in the World Series that ended up biting us in the behind. I don't understand why we kept pitching to Freddie Freeman. After the first home run, after the second home run, we probably should have just go ahead and put this man on base and took our chances with, the guy hitting behind him. It didn't turn into the superstar duel that I expected it to turn into, or that anybody expected it to. This was Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Juan Carlos or Soto. It turned into that. It turned into the others, making critical plays and critical moments to secure victory. I've seen more errors in the Yankee Ball Club during this World Series than I've seen in Little League World Series up the street from where I live. From crappy base running to not fielding fly balls correctly, not covering the bag on first place, to horrible pitch outs, to just shoddy base coaching or base running. I'm not sure if the stop sign was, put up, or Juan Carlos wanted to try to test the arm when you're 52 years old. I'm not too sure what the hell that was.
I think he ran through the stop sign.
He may ran through the stop sign.
I think he ran through the stop sign,
yeah. There was so much fundamentally wrong with the Yankees, and I think it all started with the way we lost in Game 1. Us winning Game 4 was great. We had a shot to win Game 5. But y'all saw me Game 4. I showed up to the podcast dressed for a funeral. I was in all black. Not Chandler, but Larry was talking about brooms, and I just really never felt and really never thought that we got off the mat. And it was frustrating to watch. I don't want to say it was humbling, because I've always, and again, you guys have heard me all year, and if Villain was here, he would, hear the play. I was always, kind of waiting for that other shoe to drop, because I'm a battered Yankee fan, and I'm kind of used to that. But I did enjoy the roller coaster. I did enjoy the season. I was glad at the fact that we finally took a pennant, made it to the Fall Classic. And gave ourselves a shot. All you can hope for is a shot, a trip to the dance, and what you do when you get there, it's on them. And we didn't play Yankee baseball. I am proud for besides the fielding blunder, I felt Garrett Cole pitched well in both his starts. I really felt as though Jazz was played exceptionally well at third base. I wasn't really sure how he would respond. I felt as though he hit very, very well. Rizzo, yeah, I'm glad we didn't pick up his option. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Juan Carlos, again, he pretty much was the MVP of the whole postseason, getting timely hit after timely hit after timely hit. Whether it was the long ball, whether it was a important single or a double, whatever the case may be, he seemed to always be the guy that we counted on. My captain, the eventual AL MVP, failed to show up.
Yeah.
And I said this at the beginning of the postseason. I said it throughout the postseason. We're going to have the confetti rain down on us, and we're taking a parade ride. In New York, it's going to be because 99 got us there, and 99 really didn't hit well at all throughout the whole series. Like, don't let the Game 5 stats, amuse you, but, he didn't hit well. And now we go into an off season where we have some big questions that need some big answers. So we'll see. But with that being said, again, I said this publicly. Salute to the Dodgers. The better team won. The better coach team won. Dave Roberts really pushed the right buttons. He moved some people up and down in the lineup. I felt as though he just had the team that's been there before. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. They've been there before. If you're looking at my roster outside of Juan Carlos, this team hasn't made it out of the first round or made a deep run in quite some time. Garrett Cole, obviously when he went to Astros, but he's not hitting. So
Soto too.
So Soto got a ring. Soto got a ring.
Soto beat.
Soto got he beat the Astros.
No need to talk about who won Soto's team beat.
Got
no need to talk about that.
I got. But yeah, honestly, man, I'm excited about what happens. During winter meetings. I do feel as though it's going to cost somewhere around 670, seven to some change.
I don't think it's gonna cost that much. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's like I've been seeing people float these numbers out, these crazy numbers for Soto. I don't think it's gonna be that much. I really don't.
He's a Boris Bryant. I think it's gonna be somewhere astronomical.
Well, I think it's gonna be a lower number.
I think the AAV is gonna be astronomical, but I don't think he's gonna sign a long contract. That's just me. I feel like he's young. I think he's gonna want to dip his hand in the cookie jar one more time while he's still young. So I could see something where it's like I could see him getting $60 million a year from somewhere on like a 3-year deal, 4-year deal with like an option year or something like that. Because Soto, he's young enough to where he can get 2 more of these big contracts. So why cut yourself off by look, Tatis is getting plenty of money from San Diego. You mean to tell me if you asked him and he was truthfully answering, he's like, no, I would have signed a 12-year deal.
Yeah.
I would have probably signed like a 6-year deal to where I can get one more big contract. But so
that makes sense. I mean, I'm thinking worst case scenario for Soto. Like obviously, I want him to stay in New York, and for obvious reasons. But he's going to get a lot of money from a lot of offers from a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
And he said all ball clubs are eligible.
Except the A's.
Yeah,
29.
So, 29 of the ball clubs are eligible. And believe me, these baseball owners got a limited amount of money because there's no cap, and they're gonna open up that Brinks truck and back it up to his house and say, "Take what you want, sir."
Somebody's gonna slide that blank handkerchief across the table and be like, "You write a number you feel you comfortable with."
Right.
Now, here's the thing, though, guys, and we all know this. We know what happens at the winter meetings. It's like the Giants are gonna get used again. Because that's what happens. The Giants got all that money and nobody wants it. You know what I'm saying? It's like so I can't wait. That's how we gonna know hot stove is really hot. Because it's gonna be like the Giants are in on Soto. The Giants have offered Juan Soto 6 years, $700 million. It's close. It's close to happening. And it's gonna be like, oh, Soto's going back to New York. Like Soto signing with the Cubs or whatever. It's like it's so funny to me that like every year the Giants get used in these negotiations and nobody actually signs with the Giants.
Well, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
But I'll say this as the one person that did pick the Dodgers to win. I'm proud of the Yankees. I mean, but I just felt like the Dodgers had a little bit more hitting. I hate that we were robbed because, like I told you, Ohtani. He puts so much pressure on you as the leadoff. Like, I would have loved to see him being able to actually hit. You could tell he was hurt. He was swinging.
Yeah, he definitely was hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, he was swinging and missing the balls that he normally was hitting them to Brooklyn or something. He probably would have been. It probably been landing on Madison Avenue or something. But that was the only thing that I didn't like. But I feel like the pitching too. Not the front end starters, but the bullpen. I just feel like the Dodgers had a little bit better bullpen. And I don't know if I mentioned it on the show, and Aaron, you've been the biggest proponent of it too. The Dodgers actually beat, the Mets. They beat the Padres, which were two really good teams. I probably would have had put a little bit more stock in the Yankees. But they did not beat the Yankees. I mean, they did not beat the Astros.
No.
The Tigers. That was the two teams that I felt we would have took that out. That's just a bad matchup around the board for the Yankees. And not saying that, you got to play who you got to play, but I feel like by them getting the Guardians, kind of like not let them, kind of get that monkey off their back. Kind of like, you got to beat the man to be the man. We know what the saying is. You beat the man.
So but the Yankees always beat the Guardians. It's like let's keep it a buck.
Yeah,
it's
but
like
I'm saying,
that's light work. I think
the Guardians, the Twins, or whatever.
We all knew what time it was when like the Guardians won that series. It's like, all right, well that's why like I told you, y'all thought I was joking. I watched very little of it because I was like, I know what time it is. The Guardians are going to Guardian because it's the Yankees. It's just like they see the Yankees and they lose all sense of control of their body. They can't do nothing, So it's just,
it's like cold water men, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Shrivel right on up. Hey.
Oh my Jesus! No, we're not going there today.
Hey, but I'm just saying, man. Hey, I'm wrong one tonight. I told y'all that. Hey, but I just feel like, and there you could tell me am I wrong. You would have probably put more confidence in your Yankees if they beat the Astros.
No, because we want to beat the Astros.
But I'm just saying, I'm saying in hypothetical, right?
I don't live in hypotheticals. Okay. Like I want to know part of the Astros. Like it doesn't matter where we play them, who's in the lineup. The Astros are going to find a way to knock us out of the playoffs. Okay. I'm not going to believe we can beat the Astros until some stroke of God happens, or I do it on MLB The Show. That's when the Yankees going to beat the Astros, when I do it on MLB The Show.
Okay, so you know what I'm going to tell you, and I'm just being. And it showed up in the World Series. The Yankees, they have to learn defense, base running. What are the Astros really good at? Defense, base running. Those little nuanced plays that the Yankees make bonehead mistakes on, the Astros won't make those bonehead mistakes. I actually wore my Astros World Series hat today because I wanted y'all to see what one looked like that's recent. But it's those little things. It's those little things.
Oh, man.
It's those little things that show up in the World Series. When you get to that level of the playoffs, you're playing the best of the best. You're playing the teams that, I'm gonna say World Series. You're playing the teams that you literally are coming down to plays like covering first base. Like,
that's right.
Throwing a ball that's hit you in the glove. Like I said, I could see if Aaron Judge was running down the ball and he, slid in to get it, or he was diving to get it and missed it, or so.
Routine plays need to be made routine.
Yep.
I say that in basketball. I say that in football. And pause. I didn't know that the Sixers were playing the Clippers and Paul George is back in LA. Oh, this is comic. This is pure comedy here.
Yeah, but
it's pure comedy.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that was the biggest difference between the Dodgers and the Yankees, and it showed up. Like I said, they were just a well-rounded team. But I cannot talk about the World Series without saying this. I'm trying to be good today, and Aaron heard me say it early, but I got to get this out, and I'm gonna say it as best as I can say it. Magic Johnson gonna fuck around and have a ring in every goddamn sport.
Yep.
Magic Johnson.
That's crazy.
People playing around. Magic Johnson. Like, if you think about it, we all know he got the NBA rings. I didn't even know he had a WNBA ring. He got MLB rings. The Commanders. Hey.
They on the right track.
They on the right path. I ain't saying it wouldn't happen, but you never know. But Magic gonna be sitting around here telling boys, he gonna be like, man, you know what? Yeah, y'all got these NBA rings, but you know what? I got NBA, I got a couple of those. I got MLB, I got
MLS,
Super Bowl.
You know what I'm saying? Even to buy a stake in the Kings, probably they gonna start winning. You know what I'm saying? It's
like, man, you know what? I got. Hey, come to my house, man. Pick out a trophy. Do you want the Stanley Cup? Do you want the Super Bowl? Hey, pick out one you want to take a picture with. Like Magic Johnson, like, I love to see stuff like that, because you got to remember that for a long time, Black people, no matter how much money you had, were kept out of ownership groups, right? Mm-hmm. Fellas, and I'm not going into the racial part of it. I like to see stuff like that happen. We literally saw a World Series championship with not only I'm gonna say multiracial manager winning the championship, but also a black owner on the podium. Like, real talk.
It's cool. You love to see it, you know.
Yeah, I gotta give Magic his flowers, bro.
So since we're talking baseball, man, we got some free agents that are due to test the waters here. We talked about Juan Soto. What's another name that you feel as though may be on the move, man? This list is.
Blake Snell opted out of his Giants. Like we talking about the Giants. Blake Snell opted out, and it's just like he started out rough, but then he ended up pitching well.
I wanted us to get him too.
He ended up pitching well overall in the season. I'm interested to see where Blake Snell goes because right now he's putting himself back out there. So we'll see with that. I mean, of course, something that's near and dear to me and Larry's heart. Literally half of the Astros teams are free agents. So that's not great for me. You got to make a decision on Verlander. You got to make a decision on my man who we got in the Blue Jays trade, who they need to keep. My man,
y'all keeping Bregman? Y'all keeping Bregman?
No, you keep like, dude. Like Bregman wants to come back. They've already.
Bregman wants to come back, but like, not at the price. Like Crane's not gonna bring him back because look, we all watch Martin. Look, Crane's not paying the $5.
He ain't paying the $5.
He ain't paying the $5.
Not let somebody else give it up.
Yeah. So, and if you want to bring everybody back, and if you want to bring Bregman back at what he wants, and we got to remember that Bregman's a Boris guy, so it's like, you know.
Well, Steve, you know the part that pissed me off, and yeah, we love him to death. Pay Bregman, get McCullers off the books. McCullers got to come off the books, and Verlander, you cannot stay on the books at that price tag. No, like
here's what y'all looking like right now.
Real talk. Like that's basically what's got to happen. Like I'm being for real. Verlander, you got to get off the books. Bring Bregman back.
I mean, and
Verlander got 43. I just saw that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
because he signed a big deal with the Mets, so we just traded for him. So he's still on that Mets deal. But bring back Bregman. Presley, I would say I don't know about Steve. Bring him back,
go.
But
he got to go.
It got to be a defined role for him. It got to be, hey, you're gonna be the closer.
He's a closer, and they got Hader. Hader's the closer. Presley's a closer. Let him go somewhere where he can be the closer. That's what he is.
Hader's so erratic, dude. Do you want to trust him to close every game?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Like I said, let him be the part-time closer. But him being in the setup role ain't cutting it. No, that don't happen. You bring back, I can't pronounce his name right, Kikuchi. You bring him back for sure. You pay
bring him back. Yeah.
Bring him back. We already let Urquidy go, which I wasn't a big fan.
I understood it because it's like Urquidy is like, it's like I can understand because he's older. It's not like he's a young guy. He's an older guy.
But you kept McCullers. We ain't seen that pitching 3 years.
Look, you keep McCullers because even though he's been around a long, he's still a young guy. And I just feel like when they bring McCullers back, it would be I don't think he's a starter anymore. I think you bring him back, he's definitely like a reliever guy or a guy who can go out there and get you some innings. But it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like again, like Love Lance to death, H-Town legend forever. You know what I'm saying? He literally threw his arm out, sacrificed his career, to get us that World Series. So it's like, I mean, love him for that.
He's throwing with Raymond Noodles over here for an arm, man. I'm just being for real. Like,
but the Astros don't win the World Series unless he stay in there and let the Phillies go all home run derby on him.
What you did for me yesterday?
It's like the Astros don't win the World Series. It's like he sacrificed himself.
I get it. I do, and like I say, I'm a fan. Bring back Neris. They got to bring back Neris too. Like I say, it's some big moves out there to be made, and like I don't know about y'all, but I don't think he'll leave. But if we're not gonna pay Bregman and we're gonna let somebody else, we gotta at least make a legitimate offer for Pete Alonso.
Alonso, Walker in Arizona. Those are two guys who are high on my list to be looking at. I'm really upset that the Dodgers locked up Teoscar because that's a guy who I was like, man, Man, it's some teams who was going to be like knocking at his door, but I think he's doing the right thing by staying with the Dodgers.
But because y'all heard the rumor, right? The rumor was they were talking about letting Teoscar walk to sign Soto. And I was like, yeah, that wouldn't be, like tune out baseball until like 2026 or something.
But they're the Dodgers. They still can.
Yeah.
They still
exactly.
That's crazy, man. When you got money like that.
Exactly. It's the Dodgers,
them bringing Teoscar back has nothing to do with them signing Soto. Nothing.
All I'm just thinking about
is because they're moving Mookie Betts to the infield. I saw it today.
Got money to burn.
So if you move Mookie to the infield, you got a spot in left waiting for somebody. I don't know who, but you got a spot in left waiting for somebody.
Yeah. Huh. And Aaron and Darren would have probably meltdowns. Chandler would probably turn it to nuclear around him.
I am very much prepared to have Juan Soto sign somewhere else as long as it's not Houston.
Well, he definitely ain't in Houston. It's like, yeah, he definitely not signing in Houston. It's like I can see him. If we're just like, it depends on what Juan Soto wants. You know, we talked about it earlier. This is a guy who already has a ring and he just tried to play for one. If Juan Soto's about like, I just want some money, I would think it would be funny if he went back to San Diego. If he is like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to San Diego. They'll give me a bunch of money. I'll just go back to San Diego.
That weather's nice over there.
Yeah.
Just go back to San Diego.
If you want to go for a championship, I mean, look, if you want $60 million, that's what, like 45 in Houston. Work out some stuff.
I got you thinking now, don't I? I got you thinking.
Don't do that. Don't
money
do
over here.
Like,
No,
but I could see again. It's like I don't know. You know what? To be honest, a team that has the money, willing to spend the money, and they need to do something like to energize the fan base, especially seeing that the team down the street just won the World Series. I can see the Angels saying, here's like $700 million. This is the money we was gonna give Ohtani. Here, you can have it. I can see the Angels like getting in and doing something because they have the money. They have plenty of money. It's just like, do you want to go?
Nobody want to take it.
Nobody want to take it.
Yeah,
you know.
Hey,
Mike Trout took it. Mike Trout took it. And like I said, and what did I say? Mike Trout was at the Eagles game the other day because that man, he loved two things. He loved baseball and he loved Eagles football. So it's like, and sometimes he don't want baseball to get in the way of Eagles football. So it's like, so there you go.
Oh wow, Aaron! I was just looking. I'm trying to look over some of the free agents, man. Hey, y'all might actually be in some luck around here because the Orioles got a couple of problems on their hands.
Get Burns.
Burns and Cincinnati free agents. Like
if y'all don't get Burns, I don't know what y'all doing. I would. You talk about backing up the Brinks truck. I would be at Burns' house. Be like, here you
That's
go.
a win-win. Hey,
take what you want. Take what you want. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So before we get out of Before we get out of here, I can't let this show go without talking NFL trade deadline that's come and gone. We've had some interesting moves, some names get moved. Darius Smith gets moved from the Browns over to the Lions, which I think is a hell of a pickup for them. The rich get richer, if you will. Marshawn Lattimore leaves the Saints and comes up the street to the Commanders. The Steelers been busy pressing Smith and Mike Williams, Green Bay Packers and New York Jets respectively. What else would have happened? Cam Robinson got moved before the trade deadline. Jonathan Mingo got moved from Carolina to Dallas. Okay.
What do I say? What do I say every week? Every week, what do I say? The Cowboys are hilarious. They are funny. They are They are hilarious, man. Like they just. Oh my Lord! Wow. They just.
Man,
before this,
when you see when you see a storybook turn into real life, and it's like, you know what, Jerry, we got these magic beans over here, man. Like, you could grow a beanstalk with them. You go ahead and take them, man. It's like
it's the mystery box, man. This is the episode of Family Guy, man. You can have a mystery box.
It's the box. The box. Jerry Jones always picks the mystery box. Well, no matter what happens, it's the box.
Yeah, and that doesn't even make sense. Like Jonathan Mingo, this brother had 1 catch for 1 yard in each of the last 3 games.
He wasn't even a starter.
For possibly the worst team in the NFL.
Yes, yes.
And it's like, it's like, he ain't getting his chance. It's like we might unlock something.
Cooper Rush, your quarterback's on IR for the next 4. After you're gonna be gone longer because he just ripped the joint off the bone. He may be gone for the year.
Man, but y'all know the worst part about that is we talking trade deadline. You know the worst part about that is when Jerry comes on these shows and he act like he know what he's doing. He's like, oh man, this wouldn't work. This wouldn't fit. This wouldn't have did that. You literally traded more draft capital than they gave up to get Hopkins.
Yes.
Than they gave up to get Amari Cooper. Then they gave us to get Adams. Like, dude,
that's so weird.
You got a dude that was so far down the depth chart, improving starters. But I know what I'm doing. I got this. I got it. Don't worry about it.
You don't know football. I don't. And he tried to yell and scream at the the radio host. It's like, no, Jerry. Like, no, this was a bad deal. So
man, you know what? How you gonna tell me about who would fit in our team, man, and who we could have got? You could have got like 3 Pro Bowl wide receivers for less of a draft pick. Did you know that, Jerry?
It's like, did you see what this Hopkins guy did for the Chiefs the other night, Jerry?
Yeah.
Did you see that? You could have got that for less than what you paid for. No, never mind.
Another move that had me scratching my head, Javarius White, formerly of the LA Rams, that was traded to the Baltimore Ravens. I'm surprised they wasn't in contention for a defensive linebacker or a defensive line. They can't get any type of pressure.
No.
And so I'm shocked Ozzie and them guys didn't go after a defensive guy.
I'm surprised they just didn't trade for Clowney back. Clowney was amazing for them last year.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could have got him for a 6th or something.
Yeah,
something like that. Also, before we move on, the 49ers made a move. Talk to me about it.
I like it. I mean, Hargrove went down, so we need another body on that line. I like the move. I'll go and interject some Niners. So for the Niners, really the trade deadline is internal. Is getting guys back healthy. Like CMC's back practicing. Jennings is back practicing. I know a lot of Niners fans don't like Moody, but Moody's back. For us, it's more like Feliciano's back. So for us, it's more of our trade deadline is getting guys back healthy, getting guys back on the field. We picked up Tayshaun Gibson. I don't know why we keep cutting that dude. He plays really good for us every year, and we keep cutting him. I don't know for some reason, but he's back. So it was more of a depth piece. I mean, dude, he played pretty good for the Texans in spots, and that's what we need to do, play in spots. That team, it don't play like this. Keeping it light, but when you play next to Bosa and Floyd, makes life a lot easier. When you play with the linebackers we got and the D-backs we got, makes life a little bit easier. So we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be interesting. But I mean, Khalil Davis getting traded from the Texans over to the 49ers is big. I love the acquisition of Preston Smith. I love that.
Yeah.
A hell of a depth piece. And now we can go 4 to 5 deep on the outside linebacker spot. Obviously, Mike Williams. He's been rumored to come to Pittsburgh since the season started, and then it got bigger once Devontae Adams got there, and they finally pulled the trigger on that. And for nothing else, we got somebody on the other side that can go get jump balls. So, it's definitely.
So I don't want to crush your dreams, man, but Steelers did stuff. Steelers did Steelers stuff. Like, if Mike Williams would have cost you a 4th rounder, Mike Williams would be in the Jets. If Preston Smith would have cost you a 5th rounder, Preston Smith would be in the Packers, right? And
it cost me a 5th rounder to get Mike Williams, and it cost me a 7th rounder to get Preston Smith. What are you talking about?
So that's what I'm saying. If it would have been a 4th or a 3rd to get Mike Williams, he would be in the Jets. Y'all not giving that up.
Yeah, but nobody's going to trade. Nobody's going to give up a 3rd round pick for Mike Williams. Not at this stage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it would have cost them more, the Steelers make little low end moves like that. But I like the pick from a football perspective, right? But I don't like the pickup of Mike Williams. I love Preston Smith. Preston Smith is a pro. If Preston Smith gonna do his stuff, right? And like I just mentioned about Bosa, it makes life easier when you're playing next to TJ Watt. It makes life easier. Even if you're coming in for 3 snaps, it just makes life easier. The Mike Williams thing to me is, when have you ever seen Mike Williams play a full season? Never.
Not since never.
And Mike Williams, he is good at getting those contested balls, but that dude disappears in a lot of games.
Well, here's the thing. Like, so when he played with the Chargers, he was always playing second fiddle to Keenan Allen. And
he's playing second fiddle now.
He's gonna play second fiddle now, which is fine with me. The issue is, I think that, again, this may be me being biased. When you put Mike Williams on the other side of the field with a history of going to get it, whether he plays the next 8 games for us or not, you have to respect that, which causes defenses not to roll over coverage all the way to 14. Because if you roll coverage to 1-4, 1-8's going to pop you upside your head. If you roll coverage over to again, you're not going to roll coverage to Mike Williams. No defensive coordinator is going to do that. So Mike Williams, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin III, Project Pat, you know what I'm saying? Those guys, again, I did that on purpose for you. Those guys are going to get matched up one-on-one with these defenders. And that gives us a whole nother option to play with. So,
I mean, like I said, I'm just Mike Williams. Like I say, if you watch any of those Jets games,
I watched them.
Alan Lazard actually had better games than Mike Williams
because he was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, because that's because of the Aaron Rodgers connection.
He's Aaron Rodgers' best
friend. And I get that, but Mike Williams, he's just always been one of those guys. If he's not getting targets, he's not engaged in the game to me.
Well, we'll see, because again,
he will probably get targets.
He'll get targets here.
He will get targets because Russell Wilson, like, again, it's like y'all, you can say what you want to. It's like this offense has looked a lot different with Russell Wilson. They are taking more shots down the field. They are stretching the field more. And I think with Mike Williams, like, if nothing else, he's going to open up underneath stuff like that. Like for Austin, like Pat Freiermuth should probably be one of the happiest people in that locker room, because now that's going to open stuff up for him. Because
Darnell Washington.
Yeah, Darnell Washington. Like it's like Austin is going to be running those little drag routes, stuff like that, and like that's going to open up things for the other guys. You know, because
like I said, I'm not, from a football perspective. Like I said, I love the pickup. The best accountability is availability, and he's never available. So what do you do when he's not there? Because, you know, if you breathe on him, he's like what's that movie, Glass? Like, dude, Mike Williams is like glass, man. You blow on that dude and he's hurt.
Look, I mean, yes, we all know the old adage: the best ability is availability. Yes,
but that dude is real fragile.
But it's like,
Aaron, no, I've been clamoring for all season. Put Freiermuth and Darnell on the field together with Mike Williams and Pickens. That's gonna open up that offense. That will one, help you with the blocking, but also Darnell can catch, man. Darnell can catch, and Darnell runs good routes. He just don't get that many opportunities, and when he in the game, it's like he's in the game or Freiermuth's in the game.
Here's the thing. So he, again, we're not going to turn this into Steelers talk, but the past 2 weeks, Darnell Washington has had 5 targets in each of the last 2 weeks, and he's caught the football. The issue with Darnell Washington is the targets.
So you know what?
With Justin Fields, he got a target a game.
Call me asshole, Larry. Call me whatever the hell you want to call me. I don't give two shits about these last two games, bro. Y'all literally played two of the worst teams in the league, bro.
Again,
I want to see what happens moving forward.
You can keep saying that shit. You can keep saying.
I don't want to hear about it.
Hold the fuck up. You can keep saying that shit. The proof is in the fucking pudding.
I don't want to hear about somebody beating the Carolina Panthers.
It is what it is. It is what it is. The
don't want to
fucking numbers. Listen,
would
we be having this fucking conversation if Brock Purdy was slinging rocks all over the damn place? Yes or no?
I don't want to hear about the 49ers beating
the Would we be having this fucking conversation if Brock Purdy was slinging rocks all over the damn place? If the answer to that question is no, then shut the fuck up and let the nigga talk.
How many times have you heard me say I don't give a shit about October and November football with the Niners?
What do you mean you don't give a fuck about it?
But that's what we have to talk about. It's like, I mean, that's what's going on right now.
Okay, but this is what I'm telling you is that the Steelers, I get it. You play who on your schedule. I want to see what happens when you play the tougher teams. I want to see what happens when you play the better teams. I don't want to.
So look. I'm gonna jump in here.
Oh my goodness.
Look. So I'm gonna jump in here and I'm gonna say this. Okay, look. I understand what you're saying, Larry, and I understand why Sirius is upset. Okay, but check this out, though. So this is the thing. This is the statement I'm gonna say to both of y'all. Okay, here's the schedule. It's like I don't think either one of us here will disagree that the Steelers' schedule is backloaded. Okay, you got to play the Ravens. You gotta play the Eagles. You gotta, So it's like what Larry is saying is like you're gonna have to give a fuck about these games coming up here pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're saying
name me defense on here that you think is legit. Oh wait,
I don't care about defense. I want to see them beat a good team.
Hold the fuck up. Name me defense on here that you think is legit.
I don't give a shit about a defense.
Then shut the fuck up.
Beating a good team. Be a good team.
The Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense.
We played them on Christmas. You can't say shit to me about play the defense when there's not a fucking good defense left on this fucking schedule. You play who the fuck's in front of you.
The Eagles is probably the best defense you play before the Chiefs.
You play who the fuck is on your schedule, dog? We got the Commander this week. Hold the fuck. Hold
let me talk. Go ahead.
Because now you got me tight. Now you got me tight. We play the Commander this week. We're gonna sling the ball over them motherfuckers. We play the Ravens this week. These motherfuckers can't cover a cold. We play the Cleveland Browns. We play the Cincinnati Bengals. At what point do you give this motherfucker his respect?
Dude. At what point,
Larry, do you give at what point will you give this motherfucker his respect?
He cooks against bad defenses. I've been telling you that.
Okay, 2 years. At what point do you give this man his respect?
It's a simple question, Larry. It's a simple question.
At what point do you give this man his respect?
When he beat the Chiefs. When he beat the Chiefs.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. We're run off all these games. And get to Christmas, and then at that point, you're gonna give him his respect.
Aaron, I get how y'all love to go on y'all laurels and y'all go off of history. I don't care about defense, Aaron. Listen to what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
If Russ has a good game and y'all put up 21 points against the Ravens and they blow y'all out because they didn't put up 45, I don't give a shit if he had a good game. Their defense is trash, but look at their damn offense. Go 30 to beat them.
Okay. You cannot have your cake and eat it too, sir.
Bro, but that's what I'm telling you.
What we are not gonna do, sir, is sit there and say he plays shitty. He plays shitty defense, but the team as a collective loses.
Okay. No, I said I want to see them beat good teams. I said I do.
At what point? And we're talking about Russell Wilson himself. At what point are you going to give the man his respect and say, "Yo, the motherfucker is actually good"?
So the Jet. Let's just bring this back to some college football type shit. Do you trying to tell me that the Jets and the Giants were quality wins?
They were wins on our schedule when he balled
But
out.
were they quality wins?
What's your definition of quality win?
We were looking at them as like teams that you beat that were quality wins.
Hold on a second. If
No, bring the schedule back up, man. Don't take the schedule down.
Hold on a second.
Put it back up.
I'm gonna come where you live real quick. I'm gonna call you live. I'm gonna come right where you live real quick. Hold on a second.
But would you consider them to be quality wins, bro?
I'm gonna come right back where you live. Give me 1 second. Let me find. I
don't care what you're looking at, bro. You
let me find. Hold on. You don't fucked around and find out today. You don't fucked around. I'm already pissed off anyway. You don't fuck around and you
wait.
You don't fuck the wrong. Hold on.
You don't fuck I sent you before the season started. Pull that text message.
You don't fuck with the wrong dude today.
Steve, I literally broke it down and I sent it to Aaron of Russell Wilson versus any defense that's top 15 or more. He literally has one of the lowest QBRs.
I just want to remind everybody that
this is not the Steelers.
I just want to remind everybody this started because of Darnell Washington's target count.
Yes.
That is where this originally
both of them on the field.
I'm going to step back out. I just want to step in and remind everybody that this started because we were talking about Darnell Washington's targets. You guys can go right back ahead.
He's a good tight end, man. And like I said, I get the whole Russ and I get Aaron likes to see the Steelers win, man. I get it, bro. I want to see more out. I want to see more out of the team, man. Like, dude, look, we talked about the Bills the other day. When you get in the playoffs, is 21 points going to beat the Bills? And the Bills don't have no world beater defense. They playing good, but they putting up points. They putting up crazy points, and your defense is going to play way different when they down by 20.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. Okay. And I get it. The Steelers got an amazing defense, but dude, at the end of the day,
let's go where you live.
Let's go.
We can go there.
You beat the Jets.
I don't care about that.
Hold the fuck up. You beat the Jets. Are they a quality team?
No.
Okay.
No, 2-5.
Okay, cool. You beat. Okay. The Vikings. What happened in that game?
We lost that game.
Okay, cool. What happened in the Rams game?
They have the top defense in the league too.
No, the fuck they don't. But we
have the number one defense in the league. Look it up, bro.
No, the fuck they don't. No, the fuck they don't.
Yes, they do, bro.
Google is free. Let's make sure we use it. Let's make sure we use it. Google is free. I'll come back to you in a second. What happened in the Rams game? That a quality team?
No.
Okay.
With everybody out. Cool. With everybody hurt.
So not the stipulations.
It's not a stipulation.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm telling you, I don't care about these wins this early, bro. I don't care about these things.
Get out of here.
I don't care about them.
You cannot talk out of both. You cannot talk out of both sides of your
look, if you really want to go there and you want to do this measuring stick, what did we do to the Cowboys and what did the Cowboys do to y'all?
We lost to the Cowboys.
Now, that's the measuring stick.
We lost to the Cowboys.
And what happened? What did we do to the Cowboys?
You only beat the Cowboys. What has to do with anything?
We both raced
them.
We smoked them like we normally do. If you want to if you want to go there, that's the measuring stick. So
the Cowboys are the measuring stick? The Cowboys are the measuring stick?
Y'all did not beat the Cowboys.
Yes, because we had
what did you call the Cowboys, Steve? Hilarious.
They're hilarious. Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Y'all did not beat
They're hilarious.
The Falcons would have been a quality win, bro. The Falcons would have been a quality win.
With Justin Fields.
Yeah, they beat the Falcons. Yeah.
With Justin Fields.
The Falcons, that's a good team. Like, dude, I'm not saying I'm discrediting your team.
No.
I want to see more out of them.
You discrediting the quarterback.
What we're not going to do is sit there and be like, yo, Russell Wilson is trash. Russell Wilson only puts up stuff against good defense.
He beat two bad
teams. You play the brother you play in the year. You play who's in front of you.
So I'm not going to give this. I'm not going to. You know what? You know why I'm going to say this? Since we was giving Cowboys all this hate. You want to know why the Cowboys was 12-5 last year? Because they had
they beat who was on their schedule.
They had the softest schedule in the league. And you know what happened when they got in the playoffs?
They beat who was on their schedule. They lost to you guys like they always do.
And you know what happened when they got in the playoffs?
They lost to you guys like they always. Oh, actually, no, they lost to the Packers.
They got ran by the Packers.
They lost to the Packers.
Very brutal. It was very, very brutal. So
What's that
you have to
anything?
you do have to beat who's on your schedule, but it matters
Who's
who
on
you
schedule?
beat.
No,
But
it
it
doesn't.
also matters. It matters who you beat.
No, this isn't the college football playoffs.
It is. How many
this
times?
is not the NCAA tournament.
No, so let's just keep it a buck. Like you say, how many times have we seen NFL teams who have soft ass schedules make it to the playoffs, get to the playoffs, and they get ran through? Giants, if Barry was here. That's the only reason why Dayball got a job now, because the Giants had a soft ass schedule, made it to the playoffs, and got ran through. We've seen it time after time after time. You have to play who's on your schedule, but it matters who you play. And when you get to the playoffs, you're going to play the teams. You are.
I mean, again, when you get, here's the thing I will agree with you. When you get to the playoffs, you play you play the teams that are equal or better to you. The problem is, if you lose the games before the playoffs because you don't take care of your business, you have no shot to get to the playoffs.
Dude, so
you can't have you can't have your cake and eat it too. You play on your schedule,
too, but it matters.
Yes, it is.
These teams and they make it to the playoffs and they had a soft schedule.
The playoffs, the playoffs are a byproduct of what you do in the regular season. If you F up the regular season, you do not get to the playoffs.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Somewhat,
okay.
Like I said.
Okay.
But
I mean, like let's call it a buck. Like somebody is going to have to win the NFC West.
Yeah,
you know, somebody has to win the NFC West. Somebody has to win that. Somebody has to win the NFC South.
No,
I'm not saying. It's like, it's just like
I'm not doing discredit to NFC West because the Cardinals been playing good. The Rams been looking real good now they got their receivers back.
I'm not discrediting. I'm just saying it's like all those teams are kind of bunched together. You know what I'm saying? It's like so somebody's gonna win. Somebody has to win that division. Somebody has to win.
Now what I will say, somebody got to win that NFC South.
That's what I said. And somebody got to win the NFC South.
Oh, did you say West? South.
Yeah. By rule, somebody has to win. Somebody has to win that division. Somebody has to, because that's just the rules. That's how football works. So again, it's like let's look at the AFC North. It's like, look, I don't think anybody here predicted the Bengals to be where they are right now. The Browns are the Browns, but you got a Bengals team that I don't know. Nobody knows what's going on in Cincinnati. I mean, the Ravens, who are
they can't play defense. They can't play defense.
The Ravens, who are traditionally a defensive team, they can't play defense.
They can't play defense.
They literally cannot play defense. So again, it's like you play who's on the schedule. Like, again, these division games will get tough as the weather gets colder and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like, my thing is, it is what it is. Like the Texans get to play the Jaguars twice. They already beat the Colts twice. They get to play the Titans a couple times. It's like, that's just who's in your division. You can't help who's on the schedule. What I do is I judge, like, because again, these are professional football players that they play. It's like, as bad as the Jets are a professional football team. So if you are moving the ball on the Jets, be it of their good defense, bad defense, whatever like that, I judge somebody by like how it looks. It's like, I'm not even really a big stat guy. Okay, just like I said earlier before we went off on this tangent, it's like the Steelers offense looks different. It looks smoother. They're more efficient. It looks better. And that's no knock on Justin Fields, but it's like, if you're going to say Russ doesn't play good against good defenses, that's fine. But it's like, what I'm looking at is just his command of the offense, to where if he can have command of the offense, when they do play a good defense, he will be able to execute. He'll be able to go out there and perform when he plays a good defense finally. So again, the Steelers have to play who on the schedule.
I'm gonna put it like this, and I'm asking both of y'all: do you consider anybody come out there NFC South to be a championship contender?
No.
Do you consider any of them to be able to get to at least the NFC Championship game?
No.
But do they have a schedule that's conducive to them getting to the playoffs?
I mean, somebody has, like I said, somebody from the NFC South
right
has
now
to win the division and make the playoffs.
It might be. It
doesn't matter.
It might be.
Just for kicks and giggles, because you know me, I'm a numbers guy. This is team defense that we spoke about earlier. Your Minnesota Vikings are right here.
Dude, what are you pulling up, bro?
This is team defense. Team defensive stats. 2024, the year we're talking about, sir.
Okay.
To your point,
but they might have failed a little bit. But the Vikings did have the number one defense, bro.
Did they do not?
They still got
Google is free. Google is free.
Wait. First of all, do you even have that sorted by ranking, bro?
Google is free.
Do you even have that sorted by ranking, bro? No, it's not sorted by ranking, bro. It's just
team defense.
But it's not sorted by ranking. It's sorted by yards per game.
Team defense.
It's not sorted by ranking. It doesn't factor in turnovers. Doesn't factor in turnover percentage.
Google is free.
You're trying to cheat, bro. Dude, I can send it to you right now. Pull up the fantasy numbers that counts like the turnovers, the interceptions, and all that. The Vikings are number one fantasy defense, bro.
They're not.
Number one.
Again, number one. I just want to put that out there.
I'm about to send it to you right now, man, just to show you. Number one fantasy defense.
This is off ESPN.com. We're not going to shout out.
Only put in the yards, bro. They even pulling in like fumbles and turnovers.
Turnovers? The Buffalo Bills are number one.
Dude, yes. Like I said, the Bills' defense has been good.
But we're talking about the Vikings, sir. We're talking about the Vikings again.
Look, we're gonna put it out there like this, right? And we're not even. This is what I'm gonna tell you. When you're looking at a team, we're not talking about no goddamn defense. We're talking about an overall team. Do you consider the Vikings to be a better team than the Jets or the Giants?
The Vikings are a better defensive team than the Jets or the Giants.
They are a better overall team. What the hell are you talking about?
I will give you that.
The Vikings would have beat the brakes off of both of them teams. So when you're talking about losses, bro, that loss looks better than both of them wins. The Vikings.
Not never. In the history of sports, I'm going to say a loss is better than a win.
The Vikings was actually one of the last teams to be undefeated. They actually lost, and it was the Chiefs is the only undefeated team left. Dude, you can't even put them on the same pedestal, bro.
Okay.
You can't. Okay. You trying to tell me the Vikings team right now, what they got, 2 losses now? Or 1 loss?
The Vikings
put like this, and I'm just keeping it 100. And like, dude, I'm not a big Vikings fan. If it wasn't for the Lions, the Vikings would win that division.
No, they wouldn't.
Who gonna beat them?
Yeah, they would.
They would win that division.
Like, no, they would
win that division, bro.
The Packers. I want to argue so bad. This motherfucker got me so heated right now. I want to argue so bad,
dude.
I can't even say the Packers, dude. Like
every quarterback that has played against that defense, that Brian Flores. Every quarterback that has played against that defense has said he's confused the living hell out of them. Every last one of them. Okay. And that's talking Purdy, Stafford, Matthew Stafford said, man, he never seen that many switches up on the back end of defense in his life.
But he beat him.
But I'm just saying, but on a miraculous ass play too. But I'm just saying the fact that defense is playing amazing, bro. The defense is playing amazing. That team is playing amazing. Look, people were ready to throw Sam Darnold away. Sam Darnold is keeping that ship afloat.
Here's the crazy thing: they got the Jaguars this week. That number's about to get super inflated.
Yeah, they about to smash them, bro.
Man, hey, the Jaguars played tough, man. The Jaguars been playing tough, man. Like, yeah, I don't know if that speaks on Philly or if that speaks on the Jaguars, but the Jaguars been playing tough.
You got to beat the Vikings. That can be your 5-point play this week.
Who, me?
I'm talking to Steve.
No.
Man, I mean,
nah.
I don't even know what the totals is like, man. Have you even added up the totals yet?
I gotta do that tonight.
We haven't even added up the totals yet, bro. Like I don't know
why I'm sending picks. We ain't got no updated totals and none of that. Just like I need picks, fellas. I need picks. It's like,
I'm like,
all right. I will get that done first thing tomorrow morning and send that to you guys tomorrow.
Man, I've been sitting over, bro. Look, and this is in Steve's league, and I'm about to send it to both of y'all. This is in the fabulous league. Number 1 in points in fantasy is the Minnesota Vikings.
Number one in points in fantasy. So you sure it's not the LA Chargers?
No, I'm
You sure
positive.
it's not
Bro.
the?
I'm positive.
Click
Click on leaders. Click on leaders, bro. Click on leaders, man. You know, we know how you are about sorting stuff. Click on leaders, man. Look,
sure? You sure it's not the Steelers or the Bills?
Look, man. So you know what I'm gonna tell you, bro, and I'm being real. You know how I feel about your Steelers, man. I'm not, and Aaron has heard me say this on multiple. Steve, we've had offline conversations, bro. I'm not a Steelers fan, but he knows I'm a Tomlin fan. So I'm speaking as a Tomlin fan, not as a Steelers fan. So when I say I want to see more out of them, when I say that I'm not putting too much stock into beating two bad teams, I'm saying this as a Tomlin fan. I want to see Tomlin succeed against everybody except for the 49ers and the Texans. But I'm a Tomlin fan, and I'm not saying this as being critical of his team. I'm saying is that we've all seen quarterbacks that come in and they play against a bad defense. They look good. Okay, cool. We won that game. We play an average defense and they look like garbage. Or we got to play a team and we down by 10 or 15 or whatever, and we got to throw the ball. We all know how that works. Bro, quarterbacks look real pretty when they handing the ball off. We up on the score. I can throw where I want to throw. But when you got to throw that team back into the game, that's what I want to see. That's what I'm going to really be like, okay, now he could. I'm not a Chiefs fan. Patrick Mahomes, and I get it. Everybody loves Patrick Mahomes. The thing about Patrick Mahomes, he can have a horrible game all game. Josh Allen, horrible game. I even go even further. Burrow, horrible game. He will throw you back into the game. And we all know it's going to get to a point in some game, whoever is quarterback in the Steelers are going to have to throw y'all back into the game. And right now, I know we're looking at the initial, on paper, y'all going to have to outscore that Ravens team, bro. I get how you love defense. I get how you all about defense. You're going to have to outscore that team. Don't get it twisted. Deontay Johnson was a big pickup for them. Huge pickup for them. Mm-hmm. You're not playing your old Ravens. You're playing Ravens with Derrick Henry taking a shitload of pressure off of Lamar, and Lamar can do whatever he wants to do. And this ain't your old Lamar where you don't know who his receivers are. This is Lamar with Deontay, with what's the other guy that they got, the fast guy?
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers. That team has been so good. You ain't even heard Mark Andrews' name damn near all season, bro.
That's because he's been
Isaiah Likely. Like, this ain't your old Ravens
outfit. Hurt, yeah.
And I get it. Yeah, their defense has been bad. I like the Tre'Davious pickup. I don't think that solves the problem.
It doesn't. They need a pass rusher. But
you're going to have to outscore. That Bills team, dude, Bills put up, 45, I think, last week?
I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm more worried about the Bills come playoff time than the Ravens.
With Amari? Mm-hmm. Like, dude, I'm being for real, and I get it. Steelers fans, they love defense, and they feel like they got the best defense in the world. I've seen some chinks in the armor a little bit. What do you do when both of the defenses are on equal playing field? Or your defense is playing bad? That's what I want to see. I want to see what's going to happen. Aaron, you took it as I'm dumping shit on the Steelers, and I'm not dumping shit on them. I'm saying I want to wait and see. I'm not going to anoint something to you without seeing the whole product. I'm not going to say, oh, here you go, and this the best thing smoking if I ain't seen you smoked everything. It's like, y'all know me, I'm a boxing fan. You see these guys and they got these amazing records because they've been beating up a bunch of nobodies, and they step in the ring with another, contender or a real champion, and they're like, oh my God, I'm getting punched in the mouth. I didn't know people could punch me back. Like, that's what I want to see. I have to see the whole product to make a determination. My thing with Russ, and even with Justin Fields, is the same thing. Russ, people say let Russ cook, and Russ notoriously has always cooked against bad defenses. Good defenses or average defenses, his numbers fall. Like, even the game when they beat KC and everybody was like, oh, the Broncos beat KC, Russ had horrible numbers. He was like 7 for 14 for 93 yards, and they beat KC. Their defense won them that game. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I'm not being critical. I'm just saying is that I want to see the finished product. I'm not gonna say, and I get it. Fans, they see something, they see my team blew out a team, or oh, my team, they on a 3-game win streak, and people get wrapped up into that and they get all excited, which I get it. People get excited, but you have to kind of quell that down a little bit when they've beaten some of the worst teams. It's like your boy Nick. I tell you, Nick be Super Bowl. And I'll be like,
I'm be on it.
Yeah, I'll be like, pump your brakes, bro. Like you gotta get there first. Like you have to get there. We've seen teams. I mean, we all in that age. We all seen what happened to the Patriots. They were undefeated. Eli got their ring. Like, I have to see the finished product before I say, okay, yes, or I gotta see it get real close to being the finished product for me to be like, okay, yeah, now I'm on board. I like the way it look. I like the way everything is transpiring. I'm not gonna be rah hoorah this over 2 teams against 2 bad teams. And it don't matter if it's Steelers, Texans, 49ers, Jaguars, Bills. If you're beating bad teams, I'm not gonna be quick to be like, okay, like let's just keep it 100. And I want Steve's opinion. I want Aaron's opinion. The Chiefs not only have been winning, but they've been beating good teams. Like sneaky under the radar, the Eagles have been beating good teams. Like sneaky, like, and I know y'all gotta play the Commanders. The Commanders have been beating good teams. Like, I mean, I know Chandler throws the Bears under the bus, but the Bears would have been like what 5-2 or something if they'd have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they played the Giants twice.
Who? The Commanders?
The Commanders.
No, but I'm just saying the Commanders have had some good wins.
What's their best win?
Who did they beat? They beat somebody else.
They beat the Bengals on Monday night. They beat the Commanders. They beat the Giants twice.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the opener to Tampa Bay.
They lost to the Ravens.
Hold on, so let me pull up this one real quick.
They didn't play the.
Yeah, I mean that's just a question that I'm just asking. What's the Commanders' best win?
I don't watch them that much, but I thought that they had some good wins. But I'm just saying,
so here's the thing: they beat the Giants, they beat the Bengals, they beat Arizona.
Arizona's a good win. Arizona's a good
Cleveland. They beat Cleveland.
I want to say Arizona's what 4-5 now. I mean 5-4
now. Yeah, they're in the thick of things.
Yeah,
then
Arizona's a good win.
They beat Carolina, they beat the Bears, and they beat the Giants.
Okay.
The Commanders played Pittsburgh, Philly. Well, that Dallas game would have been interesting, but they played Pittsburgh and Philly in back-to-back weeks. Matter of fact, they play us Sunday and they play the Eagles and Philly on Thursday.
So if they split, I would give them credit. I'll be like, okay, now I want to see what they're gonna do because they beat 2 quality teams. I don't want to see, somebody being anointed and they beating, the bottom of the barrel. Like, we all know right now, Carolina's the punching. Carolina literally getting dudes fired. Like, yeah, like if you lose to Carolina, like, yeah, we know. But if you got wins against Carolina, if you get wins against New Orleans right now, it's like, yeah, you beat New Orleans, but I'm not putting no stock in somebody who beat New Orleans. I'm putting it like that.
Again, here's my thing.
Sleepy, but I want Steve's opinion because I know you have Sleepy.
You gotta beat who's on the schedule. I mean, like, I've always been you play who you gotta play, and I look at execution more than like things like the other. It's just like, I mean, like I said, I've said it a million times and I'll say it a million more. It's about execution for me. It's about just feel. It's like, how does it look? And the Steelers offense looks good. Now I can bring it to my team. The Texans offense doesn't look good. It's like, it's just the offensive line is terrible. The play calling is worse. It's just they are putting it all on CJ Stroud to just like go out there and just do stuff. CJ, go and do stuff. And it's like this. I mean, they can only get you so far. And like we talking about the schedule, it's like, yeah, the Texans have beat the Colts twice already. They got the Titans, they got the Jaguars. I mean, they're going to play who they have to play, who's in front of them, and I don't know. I feel like with this Steeler team, we will see, because again, what's the old adage? Every given Sunday. So it's like, you're going to have to go out there, and they still got to go out there and play whoever they play. Because it's not a given, it's not like, I mean, I'm sure Sirius would hope this would be the case, but I mean, if the Steelers go undefeated between now and Christmas Day, somewhere in between now and then, you're going to have to give them some credit, Larry.
I'll give them some credit. That's what I'm saying. I just want to see them play the better teams. We know that their schedule is backloaded. So I just want to see them play better teams. I want to see how it look playing against these better teams. I want to see the product. I want to, I hate to say it like that, man. Look, hey, what them old drug dealers used to do? I want to dip my finger in it and taste it. I want to see the product first, man. You can't come and be like, what? Here you go, man. Come on now. I want to see the product, man. And when I see the product, then I'll make that assessment. But I'm gonna put it like this, Aaron. No, man. You need to jump into this conversation because we about to wrap this up. I don't want to see the Steelers finish the season. I don't know. Well, we got 17 games now, 13-4 or something, and get to Buffalo and lose.
I don't want to see that either. But here's the thing. Again, I've been saying it throughout the whole conversation. Whether it's the Steelers, whether it's the Commanders, whether it's the 49ers, whether it's the Houston Texans, you can't hate how you got into the dance. You just have to get to the dance.
But you got to be battle-tested.
I mean, again, the playoffs are a whole different animal unto themselves. Okay, you got guys that are there annually: Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. And then you got guys that haven't been there. So you're looking at in the NFC, the Commanders. They are in the driver's chair to get there. You got other teams that are prime for positions. Here's my thing: we cannot worry about playoff Steelers and neglect regular season Steelers. You can't worry about playoff 49ers and you dropping L's to the teams that you shouldn't have dropped L's to. You know what I'm saying?
Why you over here hawking on my Niners, bro? We was decimated, bro. I told you.
I'm saying in general. Like, again, you get Christian, you get McCaffrey back this week. You know what I'm saying? You get some guys back, whatever. But just your record is what it is.
It is.
You now have to start stacking the hay in the barn to qualify for the tournament. If you fail to stack the hay in the barn with the idea is, hey, this is not a quality win, so I'm a hot dog it, or this defense is suspect, so Brock Purdy can afford to throw the ball to the wrong color jersey, or McCaffrey or Jordan Mason can put the ball on the ground because, hey, this is a hot dog opponent, and fail to qualify for the playoffs, you're missing it.
No, but you got to be battle tested. You got to be battle tested.
Super Bowl trophies are not awarded in the regular season. But
you got to be battle tested, man. Like, real talk. Let's just, like you say, we going up, bro. And we talking about your season, right?
Your battle test theory only works if you get to the playoffs.
Dude,
here's the thing.
Eli Manning literally won 2 championships, 9-7. Look it up. Wild card. It's a whole different year, bro. Championship, they were a wild card team.
I get it. No. They've had look at that year. They had some bad losses.
They were a wild card team,
and they almost didn't get into the playoffs.
They almost didn't, but they were battle tested.
So my thing is this: we can't sit there and ignore the journey to the playoffs and ignore the journey throughout the regular season and expect to get to the playoffs and be like, oh, you know what, you don't deserve to be here.
But how many times have we seen a battle-tested wild card team make it to the playoffs? I mean, make it to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl? A lot.
Battle tested or not, the
Bengals were literally a wild card team when they made it to the Super Bowl.
You survive it again. They got hot, they went on a run, and they made a Super Bowl.
Dude, literally, people give Lamar a lot of shit, but Lamar made it to an AFC Championship game. Lamar's battle tested now.
again. But they were 14-4 that year. Lost
But
the
he's
play.
battle tested. That's what I'm saying. You have to be battle tested. Battle tested. And like I say, I look more at who you beating. I can get it. You got to play on your record. I look at who you beating to determine if I'm gonna,
again.
We'll see.
You're putting a college mindset on an NFL game. The college mindset doesn't work
because we've seen it play out so many times.
Again, the college mindset of who you beat, where you beat them, the ranking of which you beat them, the defensive ranking, the who was injured, who wasn't injured, if you won by a field goal, if you blow them out by 40, only works in college.
Steve is like Barry over here. And
I know.
We're gonna get him a pillow, man. We're gonna get him a pillow.
Let's get out of here. Steve, thanks for kicking it with us, man.
You got your binky,
and during this last 20-some minutes of very serious rant.
Yeah, look, I could have ducked out of here like half an hour ago, guys. Like, I mean, like y'all didn't need me for the last like half an hour, like seriously.
He said he's gonna hold the showdown. He's gonna hold the showdown tonight.
But I will say this, everybody. I'm gonna say this. I have to say more so than ever. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Okay? More so than ever. I'll just leave it at that. God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
Water is life. Make sure y'all drinking y'all water. Y'all see I've been drinking my water during the show. This is like my second bottle of water during the show. And of course, get them dubs up. Wu-Tang is for the children. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Larry, you know what to do, man. Give me a plug and close. I'm shutting down, big homie.
Oh man, I'm gonna echo what Steve say, man. Hey, everything Steve said is true. We said we was gonna hold a showdown tonight, man. Everybody today probably needed, some decompression, some getaway time, man. Look, hey, we've been on it tonight. Like, hey, when you go into the show sometime and you're like, okay, they don't have a full crew. That don't mean the content gonna be any less. Like that don't mean you're gonna get a less of a product, man. You're gonna get the uncut, man. You're gonna get the pure China white. But I'm just saying, man, it's always a pleasure. Like I say, let's hold it down. Let's keep it moving. Hopefully we can get the rest of the crew back in next week. I know you guys are gonna do some Yankees tier show. Get some napkins. It's gonna be a man Excel show coming out. And he already got his tissue ready. So hey, look, being do cry regardless of what people think, especially when the Yankees lose. But we got more content coming. The launch pad's gonna come. We gonna be on there. We rocking it. Like I say, it's always been a pleasure, man. I'm out.
Yes, sir. Big dog, appreciate you for coming through, man. That's your boy Serious repping that 412 and the 703, man. Such a pleasure to do this show with these guys every week, man. Here's the thing. Do not get it twisted. We talk passionately, we talk intensely, but let's keep it a buck. It's all love in the building. Shout out to my man Barry, who was able to cop in and join us, man. Had some stuff to take care of. Chandler, taking care of some things, man. Also, as I always say, man, shout out to my friends over at the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast. Looking forward to jumping on and doing another show with those guys here and soon, man. If you missed the show we did on Sunday night, my man Aaron from that podcast popped on to talk wrestling with Villain and Coach and I, man. So that was fun. Looking forward to doing more stuff with them. With that being said, I want to echo everybody's sentiments. God is good. Make sure you hug somebody. Again, like my man Steve said, water's life. God bless. Catch you guys on the next one, man.